Hey, and welcome back to the Heavy Sweater Podcast. My name is John King. We're back to Wednesdays. I think Wednesday is just what's going to end up working best for me and hopefully best for you to listen to. But we'll be back to Wednesdays every single week from now on. And in this week's episode, this was actually the first one I ever recorded. It was at my house at 9 o'clock at night. I think we finished at like 11 or something. It was absolutely fucking wild, but I literally couldn't have thought of a better person to record the first episode with to just test everything out than today's guest. And today's guest is one of the best friends I've made through playing music, and it is Wade Felsch from Virtues. Go check his band out, Virtues. Everywhere that you consume music, they are fucking sick. They're a great band. With all that being said, it's Wednesday and you know what that means. Hey buddy.
Hey, y'all dude.
Good. We've been talking shit for ages.
We have.
But it's sick. It's good to see you again.
Hey, you too, man. It's been too long.
It has been like almost a year, over a year.
It's been definitely over a year.
I think the last time I was at the Cat Cafe, dropping off something for Eden to Katie.
Yeah, and you were, I think around that time you guys were talking about the move coming up.
Yeah, and then we moved, and it's fucking sick.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you guys need to get the fuck away from there, man.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's good now. It's fucking tough as.
Man, down to Caboolture.
The Cabro.
I actually enjoy driving out here, bro. Even though it took me like an hour and a half.
It's not bad. Going from here to Bowen Hills is like 40 minutes, so it's like a nice little drive away. Get out of the house for a little bit. It's fucking sick.
Yeah, I'm glad not to be home tonight.
Sick.
Everyone always wants something from me there, you know, you're like,
Not now, not there.
No,
can't get nothing.
That's it.
Can't get shit.
Yeah.
Sick. So this is the first episode, and I could not think of anybody better to do it with.
Oh, thanks, man.
You're a solid dude.
Thank you.
From playing in Divide the entire time, you're probably the most genuine person I met coming out of that.
Thanks, man.
Which is great.
Same to you, honestly.
Oh, I'm glad you think so. Because I'm a piece of shit.
Keep the dream alive.
Yeah, fuck yeah. So cool, we're going to talk about music for a little bit.
100%, man.
It's going to be sick. First, we'll get into what band got you into heavy music?
Fuck.
All the way a long time ago.
I actually do not know. To be honest, I wanted to be a singer.
Okay.
Right?
Sick.
And that's never been able to be a thing for me.
Yeah. I mean, you can do it in the car, man. It's fine.
Yeah, or, the shower or whatever.
100%.
And that was before my balls dropped.
Yeah.
So I think it's The Used, actually.
Fuck, man. That's just changed this entire game.
Has it?
It has.
Tell me what.
I fucking love The Used.
Dude, I love The Used too.
So much.
Man.
They're my favourite fucking band of all time.
Are you actually fucking with me?
No,
right
I'm
now?
100% serious. And they had the first band that got me into heavier music.
Same.
Fuck.
Yeah, dude.
It's so sick.
The first track that I ever screamed to was Choke Me. At the end of Pieces Mended.
Yeah.
And I printed the lyrics out. You know, it says, Bert, fuck me in the ass. And I came out of my room and I went to school. Someone came out and my dad was like, do you want to come out the back? And I'm like,
Oh, no.
What's up? And he's like, do you want to explain this? And my uncle was there.
Yeah.
Made a trip down from his house.
No.
Mum's sitting there.
Fuck.
And I was like, I don't know what this seems like to you, but I mean, I'm not gay.
This is just cool.
He's like, who's Bert? I'm like, Bert's a singer in a band. He's like, what band?
Fuck yeah. No, man, I literally had the same thing. I was like trying to flex on my dad about The Used at one point. I was like, they're so sick. The singer has like painted nails, and he was just like, are you serious? I was like, yeah. And this is like 2005. And I was just like, this is so cool.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
this is rad.
Yeah. It was everything that I wanted to be.
Yeah.
I was the only emo in my entire town, but I wasn't like sad.
No.
I just dressed like one.
Yeah, same. Yeah. Just the happiest emos getting around.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I had an afro and like skinny jeans.
I actually love that. I connect with that on a spiritual level, bro.
I was doing the attack thing.
The Adventures of the Crab Core. Yeah, dude, dope.
Oh, fuck yeah. That's so sick. The Used is so fucking rad.
What's your favourite song?
It changes like all the time, but probably On the Cross from the Artwork album.
Solid track. if I would have to say one, I'd have to say for nostalgia reasons and just for many, many nights on the piss with boys that I grew up with, Taste of Ink.
Yeah, that's a classic.
Everyone always sings it.
Yeah, even the Veronicas sing it.
I know.
Yeah. It's so
Those
sick.
bastards.
It's so sick. Fuck yeah, that changed everything. I was not expecting the Used at all because of how you scream.
I know, people always say that.
That's fucking crazy, man.
But then again, people meet me and they're like, I thought you were just going to be a cunt. And I'm like, well, get to know me to be a cunt, mate.
I've never thought that.
Thanks, mate.
I've never thought that. That's so fucking crazy. I did not think this would go like this with the Used straight up.
That's dope, man.
That's fucking so sick.
Most people have long forgotten about that.
Yeah,
man.
every time we're in the car and it comes on, I'm just like, oh, this is so good.
Man, it always
so
hits
good.
hard the same as it always has.
Doesn't matter if it's like something off the first album or like even their new album.
Yeah.
Which is so good.
Well, I mean, they're big for a reason.
Yeah, it's so fucking good.
Yeah, and I don't think they've ever let me down. Like, Parkway Drive have let me down. But the Used is kind of like, it's consistent. And the changes that they've made, it's like, that makes sense.
The only one I didn't get behind was the Canyon.
Yeah, the Canyon was a bit weird. He went a bit...
It was a bit like too like far from where they're at. But I do like that he did raw vocals.
Yeah.
There was no auto-tune or editing. It was really
I think that was around the time where a lot of people were saying that he just didn't have the chops anymore.
Yeah.
Because there was I think he probably was hitting the sauce a bit hard.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah. That's dope, bro.
Yeah, that's fucking sick. I'm so chuffed about that.
People always rip on me. I'm like,
no, man, the Used is so sick. I froth him. Like, Jeff is probably my favourite bass player of all time.
Dude.
He's so skids.
That band doesn't give a fuck.
Never.
Yeah.
At any point.
And doesn't Bert live in Sydney?
Sydney or the Gold Coast.
And he's not married to anyone famous or anything, I don't think.
He's like a model or something.
Oh, yeah, well, that makes sense.
Yeah, and he's just living out here because he doesn't want his kids to be dumb Americans, which is pretty fucking rad.
I mean, the truth is Detroit.
Yeah. Not gonna lie about it. Cool. The Used is fucking sick. That's so sick. And do you remember the first song that you heard from the Used that made you like them?
Maybe Memories.
Oh, the first album. Yeah, fuck.
Oh man, I just remember. I don't think I've heard something that aggressive at that point. I hadn't even heard Slipknot at that point.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it was the progression after
you
that.
go deep, like digging deeper after that.
Dude, 100%. And like Iowa and things like that, and then
then it just goes to like a completely different level. Once you discover Slipknot, I think as a kid, it just goes off the rails.
It's just like the aggression, man. Back when they were literally like homeless and alcoholics and stuff, and actually had problems instead of pockets full of lots of money.
Yeah, but they're alright.
Yeah,
that's so sick. I'm shook as fuck now. That's like fully rattled me. I was not expecting to use at all.
So does it rattle you because of the vocals I do?
No, because like I just didn't expect like this conversation to be like the Used is now a topic. Like so I fucking love. I'll talk about them any day of the week. I've got like one of their DVDs in there that I think is somebody else's.
Is it Birth?
No, it's the Maybe Memories EP.
Oh, dude, that's a banger.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
with like the John Feldman interviews and stuff. Fuck, it's so good.
And I think the craziest thing about the Used for me, especially back in the day, is like, man, Bert was just such a loose unit.
Yeah.
But because the band was so fucking good, like people were just like, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Whatever. Like he had that stint where all he did was make out with people.
Yeah, like Gerard Way and shit.
Dude.
Yeah.
Or there's that one where he did guest vocals for Linkin Park.
Yeah.
And he comes back to the hotel, and between Linkin Park and the hotel, which was like a 40-minute drive, he was just fucking out of his mind, like pissed or whatever.
Yeah.
And he didn't let the concierge guy leave until he gave him a kiss.
Fuck.
And I think it was Jeff. He was like, bro, that's like, I think that's illegal, man.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, he's not fucking leaving until I get it, man, because I love him. It's just like, dude.
On trend though. That's fucking sick. Fuck yeah. I'm so happy about that.
I'm happy about that too.
Yeah. Not that he forced a kiss out of someone that you like to use as well. That's so sick.
Yeah, man.
Fuck yeah. Cool. And then from those bands, you eventually got into playing music, and did it always start off as vocals?
Yeah, start off. So I wanted to be a clean singer.
Yeah. Just like Bert.
Just like Bert.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally. And I tried to sing and sing and sing, and like I could kind of sing, nowhere near like him, but I had that kind of trajectory going until my balls dropped.
Yeah.
Like literally. And by the time the puberty came in and fucked everything up, well, at the point I thought it did, I was doing high pitched screams, man. I was like,
Just killing it.
Dude, it was like, I used to sing like Gregory Owens from Churdos.
Okay.
And, but way better screams.
Okay.
But heaps shit, like clean vocals.
Yeah.
And then, my balls dropped and I was just...
No more Craig Owens.
No. And it was like a weird couple of years because it was just like damaging. And then eventually I started doing the gutturals and that was...
Yeah. Changed the game.
Yeah, I hated it.
Really?
Yeah, man, I hated my vocals.
Fuck.
I still, at this point, I just think I get the job done.
No, I wouldn't say that. Your vocal is as different to anybody else in Brisbane. I
appreciate that.
I don't think anybody screams like you do.
I hear people say that, not like people run up on the street type thing, but I don't know. I guess I'm just a little bit. I try to remove myself from any of that type of.
It's imposter syndrome
thing. Yeah, I hate it, man. It's just like musicians or whatever, It's like that whole, oh, okay, so you're tough because you play breakdowns, do you?
Yeah.
And it's just like, well, you're probably just a fuckwit. But yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate that. I do.
So sick.
And the same can be said for Old Mate on that track that you showed me.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm so stoked that you're still pumping along,
man. I am not anywhere near done.
Dude, and that's, fuck, man. That's same thing I had.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Because one day with the persistence, it's like, I turned 30 yesterday, but I don't regret anything.
Well, in the last 2 years from doing Virtues, you've played shows at like the major venues that are around Brisbane.
Yeah, it's been strange
with legacy bands,
dude. Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. The fact you just played a show with Aversion's Crown is wild. And then Saviour, which is even more crazy because Saviour's insane.
It was a weird couple of months. It really was. It was, we played a show at the Back Room.
Yeah.
Which,
underrated, one of the best venues in Brisbane.
Oh my God,
100%.
Dude, I've been waiting for someone to agree with me. I guess because we've played there.
Yeah.
Dude, the sound, the aircon position, the size of the stage, dude, it's just the location.
Great. And then the barrier makes you feel like you're actually playing a real show.
Dude, you feel like a professional. You're like, I shouldn't be here. You have chosen the wrong person, my friend.
Especially, I think the first time we played a show together in Brisbane was the night before T-Pain played the Back Room.
No, it wasn't a Back Room gig.
Wasn't it? No. Was it an after party or something? Because they had T-Pain signs like everywhere, and I was chuffed.
No, we played that. Yeah, we did play the one for T-Pain because I remember me and you were literally pissing about it, and I think you and me were like, "Fuck, I kind of wish we could be here to see it." And I was like, "I'm working, I can't remember something like that."
So we technically opened for T-Pain. I tell everybody.
I mean, I put it on my resume. I don't know about you.
Fuck up.
It's just like when Virtues played the Schema Fest, right?
Okay,
it's like we played with Void Division.
Yeah. You tell everybody. Yeah. They probably didn't know about it, but tell everybody.
As far as they're concerned, they didn't even know that they were there playing themselves.
Yeah.
I don't know. Something happened and I left and there was $5,000 in my pocket.
Went to Brisbane at some point.
Yeah, exactly. Why would you?
Yeah.
No, our first gig together was the Metro. With Serene.
Was it that one? Actually, I think the first one was in Ipswich.
Yep.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. Oktoberfest thing. Yeah. Yeah, that was a crazy show.
Dude, remember those like Italian dudes coming in and they were pinging off their chops?
I don't remember that.
Dude, I remember at one point I was like screaming. I was like, like I said, I'm a realistic person.
Yeah.
I was like, these people don't like what we're doing.
100%.
They're just off their chops.
Yeah, and they're like, show.
Dude.
Just stumbled on in. And BTM, he didn't give a fuck who was there. They probably didn't pay. They just walked in because I didn't get paid.
Oh, I didn't get fucking paid.
Yeah, we jumped on that show 3 hours before it happened.
That's right. I remember.
Because it was like some band from the Gold Coast like bailed and then
that's right.
We got hit up and we were like at the Ox Hotel having a feed, listening to the boys are back in town. We put it on the jukebox on repeat.
Of course.
Because the boys were back in town.
That's right.
And we were like, might as well. We got nothing else on for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
And then, we played that, met you guys. Then we went back to Zach's place and watched Alf Stewart videos till 3 a.m. And then I drove back to Boona after that.
Sounds a good night to me, man.
It wasn't bad.
All I remember is seeing the first time I met Gregson was he was having a durry at the front right, but he looked dazed and confused. Yeah. And I don't know, I just like to chat to people and I'm just like, "You right, mate?" And he's like, "Yeah, we're playing tonight."
Yeah,
and I'm like,
that.
"You look like this is like a recent development." He's like, "Yeah." yeah, we aren't going out today. And I was like, sick. Because I feel like he was going to look around going, we're in fucking Ipswich.
Yeah, the only show I've ever played in Ipswich. And it's
Same.
probably the last one I'll ever play in
Same.
Ipswich. Yeah, there's like 10 people there.
But yeah, there was that one point where I looked down and one of these Italian dudes was pouring his beer on the floor.
Fuck.
And then the other one proceeded to get in the puddle and like roll around. And then he was doing this to him like, yeah, can't, fuck, yeah.
I did not remember that.
And I'm sitting there going, I don't want to be the person who everyone's going to look at and go, that's what started this.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, no.
It's like fucking Ipswich Day.
Yeah.
For days, bro.
No, man, never go back.
But yeah, and I remember meeting everyone that night and just being like, I think that was within the first 10 shows that Uncle Buck had done.
That was the third show Divided played.
Dude.
Yeah.
So rad.
And
I'm not even joking, that was the first time that I met people that I liked.
Yeah.
Because so many other people, and that's not me being like, oh, because that band's shit or whatever. It's like, people are just generally assholes at the local level, man.
Pretending to be nice because you're on a show with someone.
And I don't do that shit.
The same old, hey man, great set, and a pat on the shoulder.
It's just like, no, don't do that.
So you were at the back the whole time, not paying attention.
Yeah, and also, look, we're all playing the same show, so we don't need pull punches, but we just played the Globe.
Yeah, the New Globe
None
Theatre.
of us are punching above our weight here, bruh.
The old New Globe Theatre.
I had some pretty good fucking times there.
There was some fun shows there.
Yeah, it was,
but that venue was just not getting any other good shows.
Oh, man, that guy, like, I still reckon that entire venue had so much potential. Like, I love that venue. I really did.
Venue. It was a good venue.
I forget the guy who ran it.
I don't think I've ever spoken to him.
He spoke to me a couple of times. No, twice. And the second time he decided not to.
Oh.
Because I was like, I don't really like you, man.
Oh.
Because he asked me to help get an industrial size printer down those set of stairs. Remember those set of stairs?
Me, man.
And I was like, no.
And that was a load in as well, down those stairs.
Oh, man.
And playing drums, loading in down those fucking stairs.
Yeah.
It was a nightmare.
Yeah. And we did it so many times.
So shit. Every BTM show for like a year and a half was there.
They're still going?
No, I don't think so.
Because they used to have their office out of Tall Poppy.
And they shut down.
Because they weren't paying their taxes or rent.
Oh, I don't know anything about that.
That's exactly what happened.
I know that Nathan was selling a bunch of stuff and the guy from Neon was like shook that they shut down.
Really?
I think so. I think he was surprised.
I love that dude. He's a lovely man.
He's a great dude.
He's a good dude.
He loves a chat.
Yeah.
And he's got a cool dog.
Dude, I love that dog.
That dog is so sick.
Yeah.
Doc, and you can't touch him when he's laying down.
I know, dude. I love it. You know,
So good.
we did one session there, and it was the first time I ever practiced there.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, man, I love this place. It's
The
good
rooms
sized
are really
rooms.
good. They're great rooms. He puts a lot of time
Yeah.
and money into the place.
And genuinely, just a lovely man.
Yeah.
Dude, probably like 8 times I've like solidly been there when he's been there, and he forgets that he's talked to me.
Yeah.
Tells me the same story about his dog. You know what? Every time I'm like,
So
fucking
good.
give it to me, bruh. What? Where can't I pat him? No, I won't pat him there, bro. Oh, fuck no. Tell me why.
So good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good place.
He's a good egg.
Yeah. The New Globe. It was a great venue.
I'm surprised that because it's been closed for a fairly long time, and even before all this COVID's crap hit, I'm still surprised that no one's taken the venue over. It's just like sitting there.
It's like a great spot. It's like right across the road from where the Crowbar used to be.
Yeah. Oh man.
That was a great venue too.
Right.
100%. Yeah. The Crowbar treated you like you were an actual band.
Dude.
No matter like where you were playing on what night.
It didn't matter what genre.
Yeah. They treated you like really well, which was great.
I've seen some of the dopest Eye of the Divide shows there.
At Crowbar, they were my favourite ones to play. And they were the ones.
Same.
They were the ones I didn't fuck up at all.
Yeah.
So that was great.
I don't know what it was about that place, man, but it was just like, it was the home of the
think
heavy.
it was special.
Legitimately.
Yeah, it's definitely special. And when you played it, you felt like you were doing something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you guys played with Dark Cell there, and that was fucking crazy.
Yeah.
That show was insane.
That was crazy, man.
Yeah.
That was nuts.
And they frothed you guys. I remember talking to Matt afterwards when we were living on the Sunshine Coast, and he was like, Virtues are great. I was like, yeah.
They were all extremely lovely blokes, man.
Yeah.
Like, honestly. Jesse has kept in contact with me. I haven't talked to him probably for about 8 months now, but...
Yeah, you've gone off the grid since then.
Dude, do you want to see my phone?
Sure.
I upgraded. You ever heard of Alcatel?
No.
Oh, it's a great company,
I don't even
mate.
know what that is, man.
You know, they got your back. There you go.
Oh, yes, a brick phone with the buttons and everything.
Dude, typing messages to people.
That's hectic.
Like the first week, these bad boys were like stiff.
You can hit carpal tunnel.
Well, among other things. But yeah, he kept in contact with me for ages. All the way up until All the World turned to shit.
Yeah.
Our actual last show was with Jesse when he was doing...
the corn stuff.
Yeah, the corn stuff.
Yeah, which is so sick, because corn rip.
Dude, I don't give a fuck what anyone says, man.
Yeah.
Pioneers, they're like a part of...
100%. They are the history of like heavy music.
And it's funny when you hear people have that type of opinion, you're like, what kind of style of music you playing?
Yeah.
And then they're like, metalcore or whatever, and you're like, you're literally ripping on the people who paved the way for you, you fucker.
Yeah.
But lovely people. They... the music's not my cup of tea.
It's 100% mine.
Okay, that's fine. Like, honestly.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I don't think it's shit. I find their music inspiring because if there's one thing I love in life, man, is when people just be themselves.
Yeah.
Like, legitimately.
100%, yeah.
And they just have no judgment against others and they don't take judgment on board.
Yeah.
It's just like, fuck yeah, man.
Yeah. They're so sick.
Dude, and they can put on a show, those guys.
I saw them last when I saw Motionless in White.
Oh, dude.
And it was so sick. Both Motionless in White and Dark Cell.
Man.
But yeah.
They played with some fucking big names.
They played with Wednesday 13. And I frothed that so much because I have a Murder Dolls tattoo on my leg. Because I love
I haven't heard a name drop on that for fucking yonks, bro. Now you're making me feel 30.
Yeah,
but I'm
so
fine.
Good. Yeah, I love the Murder Dolls. There's some lady in Melania that sees me every couple of weeks and she's like, Murder Dolls. And points at my leg and I'm just like, don't talk to me, man, because I don't know you. Like, at all. I don't want to talk to strangers. Just,
we're not making a connection, bro.
We're not friends.
I am walking.
Yeah. And I'm like, I'm just trying to get milk. Like, leave me alone. But yeah, Murder Dolls fucking sick. And Dark Souls played with Wednesday 13, so I'm proper jealous.
Dude. Yeah, I think that was the first time that I ever kind of actually thought about, how important it is to, like, I wouldn't say, like, definitely not choreograph crap, like, that is not what I'm saying. But, like, the energy that they put into it, it's just like, when you look at it as a whole, it's not just music that's happening.
It's a theme.
It's something that's happening.
Yeah.
And it's probably the first band that I played with up until like Saviour, which was nuts, but where the crowd genuinely... Yeah,
their crowd loves their shit.
And I was like, fuck, that's what it is.
They have like such a good, strong following.
And it's like legitimate, like, it's like love.
Yeah.
Like, I fucking love this band. I know all the songs. There was people rocking around with fucking Dark Cell tattoos and shit, and I was like... This is fucking sick.
I have a couple of Dark Cell shirts.
Dude.
They gave me the albums because I bought the shirts and I was like, I'm so cool with that.
Yeah, man. I just recently, me and Dan and Millsy, we bought Jesse's comic, Frankenstein.
What the fuck?
Yeah, dude.
I did not know this was a thing.
That guy is a fucking workhorse, bro.
I need to find it.
Oh, dude, I don't know if he's still selling them, but you should. I'll hit him up.
Yeah, because that's so sick.
But, yeah. I don't know where we trailed off from because, if you want to... I talk some shit, bro. So don't feel bad for turning around and just being like, oh, you did. The mouth just...
No, it's all good. Fuck yeah.
It's been a good time.
Yeah.
Saviour was nuts. They... I've noticed something from having the ability to be able to play with those type of bands, which, dude, still rocks me.
Yeah. 100%.
I remember rocking up to that gig and the green room was actually the hall.
Oh.
That was the green room for the night. We're up on the top balcony.
Yeah.
And I was just like, is this what, is this what it's supposed to be like? I was like, I felt weird. I was like, oh, shit, I don't think I should be here.
Because it's usually like back of the bright side where there's too much gear that you can't actually hang out in there. So you got to hang out outside.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I know what I be. We know what we be,
we're
man.
conditioned.
Yeah, that's right. Like,
100%.
I am a bogan. I know what I do. Okay? It's just like when I seen fucking Parkway Drive in Bunbury in Western Australia and he wasn't wearing thongs for the first time and I rubbed his head on stage and he obviously didn't hear me because he was going off, but I was like, you're just like me, bro. You don't need to lie. We know what we are.
Fuck. Relating to Parkway on a personal level.
Well, not now.
No.
But back then it was just like, oh yeah. Just loves getting filthy.
Yeah.
Doesn't care that he's not wearing shoes and hasn't like probably showered in 3 days. I didn't give a fuck.
So sick.
But yeah, it's been weird actually venue wise. What are you feeling like that with the Brisbane scene at the moment? It seems like, especially with the latest Crowbar situation.
Yeah, that fucking rattled me,
dude. That whole stretch of, I want to say 3 months, 4 months
between the takeover
and then the kind of like idling, and then you know, when they were like, it's looking like it's not going to do too well, and they just kind of coasted for a bit. And now the Sydney branch is also, I mean, what did they have to make? It was like 25 grand, 30 grand, something like that.
Yeah, something crazy.
In like a stupidly small amount of time.
Yeah, and Sydney is going the way of Brisbane, like, very quickly.
Which is fucked, because it used to be Melbourne and Sydney.
100%.
It didn't matter what level band you were, what you were doing, people were just out.
Yeah. And it was like, Brisbane was good, and then it just turned to shit, like, around probably just before, like, we both started in Buck and Divide.
Dude, I 100% agree, man.
It was literally just, like, we got in at the worst time.
We seriously did.
And we had to, like, slave it out in the New Globe and Mount Gravatt PCYC.
Yeah.
And play all these shitty Lismore shows.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'll make something clear. Like, I'm never, like, I know you're the same. Like, I'm not ungrateful.
No, yeah.
You know, I'll play anywhere at any time.
I don't have to be paid. I don't give a fuck because I'm just playing.
100%, because that's all it is for me. Like, life is, you know, you got to come self-aware at some point and then just strive for what you want to do. That's why I'm saying I'm so stoked, man.
Yeah.
That you're still doing it too, because I relate to that.
Yeah, definitely.
You know?
Yeah.
And we're good at what we do because we have passion for that. But some of those years, man, like with Buck, mainly seeing it from the outside perspective of Divide. Yeah. Because, and this is not me putting you on a pedestal, blowing wind up your ass,
yeah.
But between the two bands, I actually genuinely thought, I was like, man, if there's anyone at the local level right now, not Serene. Hey, there may have been a point, you know, before.
Yeah.
All right. But I generally thought Divide was gonna get there, man. Well, at least you know, get the opportunity.
I appreciate that.
To give it a go.
It felt like it was building steam at a rapid rate at one point.
I remember sitting in the car park at the fucking Greenslopes Bowls Club when we played
with Misfortune. And
oh my god, dude, wasn't I?
Freaking the fuck out. They rocked up like half an hour before doors. Yeah. They had the drum kit. I was like, what the fuck?
I remember going, "You're right, Kingsley," and you were just sweating bullets, and you were just like, "Nah."
I was not into it. I was like, "Where's the kit, man?"
But I remember sitting in, I think it was Whitey's car, and he showed me the early mixes from, I forget his name, Troy. Is it Troy?
Yeah. We went with Troy Brady for the first one. Yeah.
And I remember hearing that and being like, "Dude,
I think we got them that day, and Zach and I were driving from his place to Greenslopes, and we were listening to it on the way there in the car.
Man, I remember listening to that and going like, "This is legitimately." Like, built, catchy, it's thick.
Yeah. And
you know?
We had no plan with that at all. It was kind of just like, well, there's a bunch of songs that are a bunch of different things from when we had a bunch of different people coming through, and it just all stayed and kind of all just worked.
Yeah. And I've learned those same lessons as well.
Yeah.
You know, that whole having to be 20 steps ahead.
Yeah.
Because, you get there, you're like...
Which we weren't.
Man, I'm right there with you, bro.
We were not at all, yeah.
You know, but I mean, all things happen for a reason. I kind of feel that I like that a lot, man.
I'm glad, yeah. If it wasn't for everything that happened in Divide and it going the way that it was to where I am now, like, I wouldn't have the knowledge to know what I'm doing now. Dude. I think I needed that.
Yeah.
And from a young age, like 21 was when we played Sydney with Drowning Atlantis, and then the next day was Central Coast. ECP Studios car park.
The only out of Brisbane tour I've ever done.
It was so fun.
I fucking loved it.
It was so fun.
Dude. I don't know, it was just...
And you guys only played the one show.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had that the day before and then the next day in the city, and I could not even like remember that morning afterwards. I was like, I don't fucking know.
All I remember is that you were in one, I don't know if it was a Bunnings brand one.
I was. I still have it. Okay, it's at Park Ridge, my Bunnings hat, Speed Dealer Sunnies.
And you were just doing this. And you just had a tinny.
I was munted. Yeah. I was absolutely munted. It was like 11 o'clock and Ben's like, have a drink. And I was like, done. And then we played at 2, and I was like, I need to stop drinking at
It was
1.
so hot, bro. I had one beer and I think I was pissed.
Yeah, that show was legitimately crazy. That old guy with the fat lambs.
Dude.
Who apparently just, like, goes to every lycanthrope show ever.
Yeah. That was crazy.
Crazy. And then by the end of the night, Jason lost his wheelchair.
That's right, because I remember him sitting in the back of that pickup truck or whatever. He's like,
Me and Salvini was standing with him, and then Scotty and Aiden ran over, and they're like, we're taking your chair. And then they just took off, and then Jason was like, have Jaeger. I was like, I don't know what this is. So I was
What's
like,
happening?
I was a day into 21. I was like, I'll drink it. And I was like, that's not nice.
give it to me.
I was like, it tastes like shit.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed that entire thing.
It was very fun.
Yeah. Good times.
A lot of those shows were really fun, like playing Backroom with I Met the Maker.
Dude, yeah, I remember that. Fuck.
And then...
Seems like a lifetime ago now.
all the festivals at New Globe Theatre.
Which was like, fuck, man, I lost count at one point.
So many, and there were so many bands, and none of them were like at all similar.
Oh, dude, how strange was that,
It was crazy.
Especially when you used to do that thing where it's like, you know, you had the cinema room and you had the main room.
And we always
foyer.
played the cinema.
Dude.
We never got to go to the main room.
Never.
It was always cinema. And we took
Not for the
over
filth.
we took over the cinema.
Yeah. But I kind of like the cinema one a bit more because it was just like, it's weird.
It was probably like half a metre of space to stand, and we just packed it with people.
Yeah. Some of my most awkward performances have been there.
That's great. Yeah, I remember we played the first show, and I fucked up so bad on the last song. And the old singer from Chasing Closure was watching us, and I fucked up, and then I stopped, and he's like, ha! And I was like, man, what the fuck? It rolled me so hard. I did not know how to recover from that. I was just like, whoa.
You just don't expect it.
Yeah, it just, ha! I was like, oh no. And then they played after us, and they didn't fuck anything up, and it was like...
Yeah, you're sitting there like...
I was like, oh.
Get my heart in someday. Yeah. But yeah, venue-wise at the moment, I mean, who's kind of taken the...
It's just Brightside, really.
You know? Mammoth sucks fucking ass.
I've never played the Mammoth.
I fucking hate that place.
It looks nice in photos, which is sick, but...
Bunch of arseholes.
Oh.
Yeah, because I'm in a second band as well. I'm in another band called Illusionary.
Okay.
It's just like fucking around type thing.
Yeah.
And we played there. Sound, that sound guy was the worst.
Really?
He literally said to me when I got up on stage, I was like, oh, can I just have a touch of compression and a tiny bit of reverb?
Yeah.
Because I like run it raw. And he was like, oh, no, there's no verb.
Oh.
And I'm like, what do you mean there's no verb? He's like, there's no reverb and it doesn't need it. And I'm like,
yeah, right.
And he's sitting, so you've never been there? No. It's like a fucking $25,000 fucking desk set up there. Yeah. Like, it's ridiculous.
Fuck.
So what I came to the conclusion was that he was not at a skill level, and he probably got there and was like, I've just sat in a fighter jet.
Yeah.
And I don't know what anything
I can turn these things on.
Yeah. And we're probably all going to die.
Fuck.
But yeah, it was the worst. And then Felix got kicked out.
Really?
Yeah. The promoter said that she assaulted her.
Oh.
It was this whole fucking thing, and Felix didn't, because for one, Felix is an actual trained martial artist.
Yeah, she's not a kind of person.
You lay hands on a motherfucker, they ain't going to be talking about it. Just put it that way. Yeah, but the sound, the staff there, it was all just
weird.
It's like they didn't want you there.
Yeah.
But they wanted your money.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just like, I feel dirty.
Yeah. No, that's fair. Yeah.
But yeah.
I don't know. With the venues, it's kind of just like there was always like two good ones. Like the Brightside was for like when the big bands came and they needed more space, and the Crowbar was like trying to build the locals up and also would take on the big bands when they came through town.
It was a beautiful synchronicity, I reckon.
Yeah. And then like the smaller bands would just play Ricks.
Yeah, Ricks.
And then back in the day, it was like Phoenix Arts Centre.
Yeah,
which like is a shame that place doesn't run anymore.
And then, I don't know what happened. Yeah. I think it's, personally, from what I've seen over the years, is I just don't think anyone supports anything anymore.
Yeah.
That's what I've seen.
I think now it's all changed, because every show that I see pop up with bands that like we played with like here and there, they just sell out all the time.
Yeah. I think people are hungry for it now, aren't they?
Yeah, where like they'll go from a Brightside show to a Tivoli show.
Yeah, I still haven't been to the Tivoli.
I've been there once to see Enhanced Wake, and the walls were sweating. It was so hot in there.
That is gross.
It was wild. I remember by the end of the night, I started off in the middle. I ended up on a wall, and I was like, these walls are wet.
They shouldn't be wet.
That's gross.
This is perspiration.
I was like, I don't like that.
I don't know why I've never been there.
Next time anybody plays there, just go.
That's what everyone always tells me, but then for some reason I'm just, here we are.
Not there.
Just not there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like the QMAs, it's like...
Yeah, because you were nominated for something for that.
Yeah, the heavy category.
Fuck yeah. You better be.
Heavy.
Yeah.
With DZ Death Rays.
Oh.
So, and I'm not saying I don't like DZ Death Rays, but seriously.
Not heavy.
They're not heavy.
Not heavy. I think it's just the name, because I feel like King Giz also gets that. Yeah. It sounds heavy.
Both dope names.
Yeah, they're rad names, but like when King Giz is up against Polaris, like Polaris wins.
Yeah, 100%.
Every day of the week.
It's just like, why are you even in the conversation there?
No. Yeah.
But yeah, it was awesome. It was really cool to see our name up on the big screen telly.
Fuck yeah.
There was a lot of big dogs walking around. Yeah, it was a good night. It was weird. I just like, didn't feel like we should have been there, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because I walked
were
in.
out of place.
I just walked in like, oh, got any tinnies?
Yeah.
And it was like, got any what?
Just the same dude from the street. Yeah.
And there's dudes like everyone's in suits and shit. And I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, that's so sick.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
And Millsy's like, oh, we should do some networking. And I'm like, dude, do you want me to just destroy any like semblance of a possible career?
You just roll up.
Yeah. I'm gonna sit in the corner and I'm gonna smash beer.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, and it was a good night.
So it's like any normal musician would have done. Just
100%.
Go to a venue, sit in the back and just drink.
Where's the darkest corner?
Yeah. So sick. Fuck yeah. So where'd you get from just screaming and singing to yourself to like wanting to join bands, and what was the first band you were part of?
So I tried to start my first band in my country town, probably when I was 13.
Okay.
So first actual band I was in, I'd have to say would be Uncle Buck.
That was the first band that was like doing stuff?
That went out and actually did band things.
Yeah. Because I think before that, I'm from like country towns as well. I think before that it's like you just put together like a Facebook page, or like back then MySpace page.
Dude, it was MySpace all the way.
I love MySpace, and
Man.
I wish it was like going as hard as it used to.
Oh, dude.
Just go onto my profile and Bird and the Worm starts to play.
Oh, dude, stomping the ground. Like.
So good. Yeah, you made like those pages, and then you just like, we're gonna do stuff now. Like it's just gonna blow up for us now, or something, without recording anything,
exactly,
or like writing anything.
Sometimes without even a band name.
Exactly. Yeah.
We're musicians.
Yeah, we are musicians.
Yeah.
Or you go with like the default name that everybody has. It's like Tears of Blood or whatever the fuck. It's like just the most generic like metal name of all time.
All right, let's do this then.
All right.
What was the first band name?
So the first one I think was Glow in the Dark.
Glow in the Dark.
It's so bad. Man.
I can beat it.
Yeah, cool. Sick.
Frantic by association.
Oh, yes.
That doesn't even make any fucking sense.
Yeah, cool, man.
Dude.
At least mine's a thing.
Yeah, like legitimately. Like you'd say that to people and they'd be like, you just said words.
Yeah.
They don't... It's not a sentence.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
You're like, full stop.
Legitimately.
Yeah, that's a sentence now. That's fucking sick.
Yeah, we were really going places too.
I think everybody's been there though. Like you start a band with your friends, and then it just doesn't go anywhere, and you're like, I can play guitar and nobody else can play anything, and it's like, fuck yeah, cool.
Dude, that whole dream big thing. I mean, all my friends I grew up with are all still in the same country town. Still punching bucket bongs. Few glass Barbies every now and then.
No, thank you.
When no, God no. Yeah, and they all hate me because
you've done something.
I've done something.
Yeah.
It's like, oh well.
Yeah, unlucky. Hey?
Yeah. Glass Barbies.
I think you're missing out. Really.
You could just I know. This is the thing. I mean,
realistically,
you can only sink so low. Man.
Exactly.
Everything's great.
How dare you get out of your small town?
I know, fuck me, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, the first thing they said to me when I came in was, firstly, I was wearing shoes and I had a watch.
Oh.
And they go, oh, big city man needs to know the time. I'm like, I own a business.
Yeah.
I do need to know the time.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh.
So I got my phone in my hand all the time. It's like, what's the time? Because
you got things to
I
do.
got thick wrists. I can't wear watches.
You do have thick wrists, eh? Are these new tats?
Just the right sleeve is like mostly new. It's all Japanese.
Yeah, dude, that's hectic. This one up on here, the burning dude.
This guy, my burning monk.
Yeah, dude, that's fucking hectic.
This is actually a baby's hand, a dead baby's hand. That's what it's meant to be. So that's sick. And this guy, he's a cat demon and he kills women, so she's dead. Which is fucking sick. And then I got like little skull boy.
So brutal and mortal.
Yeah. No, I got it done by Jamie Randall, who's done like all my other like Jap stuff.
Yeah, that's sick.
And he was like, I want to do like a dark sleeve, but like not really know what to do. And I was like, I'm your guy.
Yeah.
I'll do it. Because I got like all the fucking like Freddie and Michael and
which is fucking
Dexter and
sick.
Because I like spooky stuff.
Yeah, man.
Like my little Halloween pop and my Manson pop and Rob Zombie. Just
It's a big thing, that stuff, eh?
yeah, it's fucking hectic.
I don't think I've ever got into that stuff because I physically couldn't keep up.
That's fair, yeah. There's a lot of pop vinyls, but I just spot ones that I'm like, that's pretty sick.
Yeah. Well, they look dope.
Yeah, got my little Post Malone one down there.
I love him, man.
He's so sick.
I love his just him as a person, as a musician.
We saw him live, and it was so fucking good.
Yeah.
It was like a bunch of kids in front of us because it was like it was an all ages show. We were like up the back. There were these kids there, and they started playing like songs off his first album. They were like, "What's this?" And I was like, "Get the fuck out, you little grubs!
I will come at you very hard.
You're only
bro.
out here for the singles. I want deep cuts. Give me that cool shit." He played Rockstar, and he started doing like gutturals at the end of it.
He loves brutes, man.
He's so sick because he used to be in like heavy bands when he was younger, but he just came back out and he was just like screaming on the floor, and everyone was like, "What?" And I was like, "Fuck yes!"
But that's Post Malone. That's what I love about him. He's just like,
so sick.
I'm a be who I'm a be.
Yeah, just rap and then like do a country song.
And the dude's so filthy rich, but he's like so down to earth.
Yeah,
and you're like, that's how it should be.
Yeah, that's a real person.
Yeah, 100%.
Not like I've got money, I'm a fuckwit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
like you're all peasants, and that's just it.
Yeah,
you know.
Sick. Cool. So country town to Uncle Buck.
To the big smoke.
Oh yeah. I love saying that to people just as like jokes, like talking like my dad does as a joke to people. It's so good. Like if someone's lying, like you tell them Porky's champion. So I'm glad that Uncle Buck was like your first thing you did because that's where we met, and I'm fucking stoked about that.
Yeah, man.
I think everybody from like around at that time was like, Wade's just a different kind of animal.
Really?
Yeah. It was just like the show you put on to me was so fresh and still is now because nobody fronts a band like you do, where you used to get down in the crowd with people and like get real and like get in people's faces and like crouch down and just do your thing.
Thanks, man. I appreciate
and like
that.
Yeah, it was like not rehearsed. It felt like supernatural and like it was really sick to see. It was just like refreshing.
I didn't know anyone actually thought that way.
Yeah, I think we used to talk about it all the time. Whenever we talk at practice about like the show we had just played and you were on it, it'd be like, fuck, that was so sick. Like, it was fucking awesome.
Do you want to know the truth behind what actually birthed whatever it is that I do? Because most of the time I don't even really remember.
Yeah.
It's just like whatever. But it was no shit because everyone was so boring.
Yeah.
And the thing that happened to me quick, because it was the first band I've ever been in that I actually gigged.
Yeah.
Is that you find out real quick that people who come and watch shows, most of the time, they look for you for entertainment.
Yeah.
Because, that's what it is.
Yeah.
You are there to entertain people.
Definitely.
I used to get the shakes and shit. Dude, I used to get so nervous.
Yeah, same.
And then I had to do that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, people would just leave because I was like, fuck man, I'm trying to get people to stay and listen to this.
Watch and then like come back the next time, yeah.
And then it evolved from like, a need to a like, it's just nothing in the world that I love more than, I don't know if it sounds cliche or stupid whatever. Nothing I love more in this world than getting filthy on stage, bro.
Fuck it.
It is like, I'm like that as a person.
Yeah.
Because I have ADHD, so
it's on your hand.
I know. Dude, I went to the dentist and he was like, "You better have your fucking blood group on your other knuckles by the time you come in." I was like, "You think I'm coming back here, cunt?" What was I saying?
About playing shows and like getting filthy and loving getting filthy, and you have ADHD?
Yeah, well, because people with ADHD, it's very hard for us to not talk over people, bounce off the walls 24/7. Like right now, man, even though I'm extremely tired, I still feel like I need to leash myself.
If I had 3 hours of sleep over 3 days, I would be...
Well, I mean, I'm probably over-exaggerating. Yeah. It's definitely more than that. I just probably wouldn't even be here.
A limited amount of sleep over a certain period of time.
But it's that whole, like, it feels like it.
Yeah, I would be ropeable. I would be an absolute lunatic in the complete opposite way.
Sometimes it happens like that.
Fuck yeah.
But on the stage, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I've learned to try and holster myself as much as possible for people's sake, because I don't want to annoy people, and I can be pretty intense as a person.
I don't find that, which is nice. which
is nice, and I thank you for that.
I don't know what that says about me, but
I don't know.
Yeah, you're a good dude.
Thanks, man. You are too.
Thank you.
Like I said, it's good to see you. But on stage, dude, it's just like, not only can I be the most whatever, man, there will be no judgment, because it's just like, oh, it's a metal vocalist.
Yeah. I mean, Gigi Allen used to shit on people.
Like, dude, and people literally went there
to get shit.
It became a thing. It's like,
I mean, I would.
I mean, I probably would too.
I listen to Gigi Allen and the Motor Junkies every now and then.
Dude,
and
it's a spin.
Suck My Ass It Smells as a track.
Man. And how he used to hold his own songs to like God level. And his brother always said, there was a 2-year stint there where we actually never played a song.
That's so sick.
From start to finish, because we'd just get shut down because he'd just be shitting on the floor.
It's so sick.
It's like,
I feel like that's an underrated band. Like,
dude,
extremely underrated band.
That cunt is like, he's actually like, Manson is like taking inspiration from him, but it's like, they'll never be GG again, man.
No, I don't think they could be.
I don't even think GG was GG, bro. That's how GG was.
Yeah. There's a separate identity completely that you would create to play live.
But yeah, thank you for saying that, man. I appreciate that. I do. Because that's what it's all about, eh?
Yeah, definitely.
And yeah, pretty much just turned into absolutely, I just do not give a fuck.
I think more people need to be like that.
They do, man. Like,
so there's like a limitation on like bands that are over rehearsed, and we've seen it.
Yeah.
And it just becomes draining after a while.
It does.
To hear the same rehearsed banter.
It becomes sterile.
Yeah.
And you're like, gets to a point where, I don't know if it's like an arsehole thing to say, but as a musician, as musicians who, and I know you're exactly the same, man. Like, when you create something, it fucking means something.
Yeah.
Right? You're doing it for that reason.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we wouldn't still be kicking.
Yeah, no.
I
wouldn't be still playing guitar at fucking 26 after starting at 13 if I wasn't into it.
Man, 100%. Yeah. But yeah, you see the substancelessness of it all. Yeah. At a point, you're kind of like, this is all just for nothing.
Yeah. I think it's changing now. A lot of those bands that were just rinse repeating their content are gone, and now bands are like trying to start up different stuff and changing the way they even sound from song to song. Like, I'm not sure if you've been paying attention to Days Like These.
No, mainly because I'm not on social media.
Yeah.
But when anything kind of does happen, Dan and Millsy, they let me know.
Yeah.
But apparently they've been making moves.
They have been. And I remember those kids from Mount Gravatt PCYC. They came to a show that we played.
Like, yeah, wow, that was a while ago.
Ages ago. It was like 2017. I think they were still in high school. Or 2016.
Yeah, because they're really young, those guys,
Yeah. And then they put out that first EP they put out, which was like a hardcore thing, and now they're doing like almost like an Ocean Grove thing, but not. It's like crazy, it's heavy, and then it's pop, and then there's like synthy stuff. It's really interesting. So I think bands are starting to like break away from that smaller like mentality of we've got to be like The Word Alive and Attack and all those bands that we grew up with.
I couldn't agree more, man. Yeah. I mean, that's what it's about.
Changing the game, yeah.
Aren't you supposed to be trying to push not only the envelope, but yourself?
Yeah. I think like they are, which is sick to see.
That's dope. I'm glad to, because that usually when things like that start happening, it creates movement.
Yeah. And then other bands see it happening and they're like, well, fuck, like they're changing everything they did from their first release. Like, why don't we'll try something completely different? And I think Dreg's the same.
Yeah, Dreg is a good example, and I feel like I want to say another band that's really like Ocean Grove.
Original Ocean Grove, like the Black Label EP.
Before the change up,
Yeah, that was like a game changer.
Man, I remember listening to that and going, yeah, no shit, they're at fucking Unified and they haven't even been a band for that long. Like,
I remember seeing them, I think it was like they were signed by Unified, but they hadn't been announced they were signed yet. And it was Ocean Grove, Make Them Suffer, and In Heart's Wake at Soul Bar in Maroochydore. And I remember they came out and like Dale was wearing a Legionnaire's cap and his mullet was tucked behind his ears and he had like knee-high socks. And I was just like, this band is fucking so weird, but they're so sick.
I remember being like, something's going to happen and I'm almost certain it's going to be very interesting.
Yeah, I think it was like the month after that show they were like signed to Unified, putting out a new song, and I was like, this band is going to fucking change everything.
That fucking rolled me when that change up happened. Yeah. I was literally like, why?
Yeah.
Something literally has to happen for that to take place like that. And now it's like, I mean, fuck, I haven't heard the name Ocean Grove.
I've listened to the new album and it's very Limp Bizkit-y, which is like, there's some sick riffs, but it's a lot of clean vocals. It's not as hard hitting as it used to be, which is like cool, but whatever. Like, they're getting played on Channel 7, so like, it's working.
I mean, and that's, at the end of the day, that's what it is.
Yeah.
You know, it's like when people bitch and moan about bands and stuff, and you're like, yeah, but where are they and where are you?
Yeah, exactly.
And you're like, they are there because, for reasons, probably that you're
changed,
bitching about.
They've changed their sound for success.
Yeah.
Which, like, they're not overly changing it, it's just no screaming.
Exactly. Well, I mean, they weren't going to be what they were.
No.
Because, you know, that's...
You can't say the same thing forever.
You can't, fuck no.
Yeah, no.
And you shouldn't want to.
No. And I think as soon as you become a parody of what you used to be, it's like there's no point in doing anything.
Well, there's only a couple of bands that can do that. That's Slayer.
Grateful Dead.
100%, dude.
Yes.
Excellent drop, bro. And then I was going to say fucking... Who else I was going to say? That's just fucking rolled me. But yeah. Nah, that one takes the cake. We'll
Grateful Dead. Grateful Dead are the only band that can parody themselves.
That's exactly it.
And probably Metallica.
And yeah, probably Metallica.
Yeah.
But yeah. And it's... very small amount of it.
Yeah, no. Even like to go back to the very beginning with the Used, from their first album to their new album, it's night and day.
Yeah.
Like a couple of sad Amish family boys from Utah to a love letter to grunge music.
It's been a journey.
Yeah.
It's like, what was it? Millsy put on new Cannibal Corpse the other day, right? And I was like, dude, this is old Cannibal Corpse. He's like, no, it's new. I'm like, that's what I'm saying,
it's the same
bro.
thing. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. And he was like, oh, but the production quality. I'm like, it's exactly the same. And we did. We put on one from like,
so sick.
Fuck, like 15 years ago. And I was like, it all sounds like it was recorded on a flip phone, bro. Yeah, but that's Cannibal Corpse, and it's still dirty, and I love it.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Same with Black Dahlia Murder. So good. Sometimes you just gotta like,
I love that band, bro.
Listen to your black metal and just love it.
I do, and man.
Same with Dimmu Borgir.
Oh, that's a good time.
And being a kid, thinking Cradle of Filth was the heaviest band on the planet because
we've all been there.
Metal Hammer told you so. Yeah. It's like, they're not that heavy, but I'll put on Twisted Nails of Faith any day and
100%,
just
and I'll
freak the fuck out.
I'll always recognise them for what they were, which was a great stepping stone.
Yep.
You know?
And Danny Phil's guest appearance on Viva La Bam.
Yeah, which was awesome.
That was fantastic.
Yeah. I think he knows. Yeah. You know, he's aware.
Yeah.
He's like, whatever.
He's like, I don't care.
I know what this be.
Getting paid by MTV, I don't give a fuck. The dream.
The absolute fucking dream, man.
Fuck oath. That's sick. So, with the new Virtues, you're putting out new music soon, I'm guessing.
Yeah, so our new drummer, I can't announce him yet.
Yep.
But he's going to learn the set. So, I think this is the last week. Cool. Just to be gig ready.
Yep.
And then we've got about 6 or 7 tracks on the go, writing wise.
Fuck yeah.
And then it's hitting the ground, man.
Out, yeah.
Like 100%. And
that's sick.
For the first time, and this isn't me throwing aggression, because I don't do that unnecessarily, you know. First time that all members are level and completely on board.
Yeah, that's sick.
And it's been a slog, because every time we ever kind of gain momentum, those issues would arise, drummer wise, and we would fall to shit. And that's not me bitching, that's just the reality. If people don't like that, I don't give a fuck.
That's a fact, man. Drummers will make or break bands.
Dude, legit.
Every day of the week. And there's so many bands that have just fallen to nothing because of a drummer.
Legitimately.
And that's like, I've been there. Like, sometimes you just get burnt out. Like, playing the same sort of thing, being told what to do because one person wants to write everything instead of taking opinions on board. But I'm sure you guys don't operate.
We are 100% a democracy.
Yeah, definitely. And that's the way that it has to be. Like, if you get outvoted and it's fair, you can't question that. It's 100%. Not one person's opinion. It's like, that's just a fact. That's what's happened. But yeah, drummers definitely slow things down when you have problems with them.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know better than anyone, man. Like, it can literally go from 2 weeks to fucking 8 months, man.
Yeah, definitely.
And then, that does put strain on
everybody.
Everyone.
Yeah, because you're not sure when the next practice is going to be until you find a drummer. And
exactly.
There's only so much you can write and record without having a jam. Which
was hard, especially when COVID hit. So it was like all those combinations together, and it was like, it was getting to that point where I feel like, I know I said to the guys, I was like, man, I'm literally going to give it another 3 months maximum. And that was about a month and a half ago.
Yeah.
Because I was like, look, at the end of the day, we have to be realistic.
Yeah.
It'll get to a point where you just have to. You just have to let it go.
As much as you don't even want to.
Fuck no, I love what I'm doing, man. I love those guys. They're all fucking awesome.
Yeah, I think that changes everything as well, going from like projects where you have trouble agreeing with things to finding a group of guys that are all on the same page and want to do the same thing.
Well, it's the communication which is always lacked.
Yeah.
And it's just, when there's no communication, you're pretty much just destined to fail no matter what you're doing.
Yeah.
Relationship, opening a business, fucking anything, man. And just time and time again, people they float into your life and they just say what they got to say. And then until they don't want to do it, they don't want to do it anymore.
They did, yeah. But I think, like, because it was about the same time Uncle Bucket ended and Fragments had ended a couple of months after that.
Yeah, it was pretty close together.
It was close enough, because I think we did, like, Buck did that last show at Rick's. It was Rick's?
No.
That Finley put on?
No.
What was that?
Our last show, I'm pretty sure, was the Globe. I think it might... No, it was the Pool Bar Louis.
Okay.
Fat Louis.
Yeah, Fat Louis. Yeah,
That's right.
So that show happened, and then Buck kind of became Bonnie Doom. And you went away from it. Yeah.
They became what they became.
They became Bonnie Doom.
Good on them too, eh?
Yeah. And then I think after that we did Misfortune Awaken I Am, and then a bunch of other shows, and then Flame and Galah with Fragments.
That's right. Yeah, I remember I came to that show.
And Meliorist. Yeah, you came and you got up on stage and did Drag with us at the end.
Yeah. Man, Drag was
that's a hardcore song.
It's still a banger, man.
They come on now when I'm driving and I'm like, oh, do I skip? I don't know. Because I feel weird listening to my own music. I'm like...
I do too.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know. Like, I know how to play this, but fuck, do I listen to that?
Yeah, you're like, maybe.
Yeah, and then Eden's like, oh, play it for this person. I'm like, no, I can't. I can't.
I hate when Kay does that too. Yeah. I'm like, I'm not in a band.
It's like, I don't even like music. It's like all I breathe for. I'm like, I hate it.
I just own cats, bro.
But yeah, and then I remember between those you were doing like some other stuff that with other people that didn't really turn into much, unfortunately, because like it was all sick stuff. And then you hooked up with Alex and it just took off from there, which was fucking awesome to see.
Yeah, I think it was the whole it was meant to be, this is what I'm supposed to be doing in life,
Yeah.
The universe has this weird thing of letting you know when you're on the right path, I think anyway, personal opinion.
Yeah.
And I just kind of like, that's what I do in life, I kind of just try to follow those signs.
Yeah.
Because it all came down to the same issues with people,
Yeah.
When I joined Uncle Buck, the first thing I said to them on the day was, I'm only going to join, firstly, like, if you like it, I was like, fuck yeah, thank you. Cool.
Yeah.
But I'm only going to join if you guys are going to be serious.
Yeah.
Because I do kind of, I literally moved from the other side of Australia and gave up a job on the mines.
Yeah, big dollars.
And I got on a plane. I made the decision that day while I was sitting in my scraper.
Fuck.
And I was like, I said to myself, everyone's dying, bitch. And I don't want to be this drone, rinse and repeat person.
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, we're serious. But they weren't. So I told them, okay, you know, I think it was one point there where one of them was saying they only wanted to gig like once every couple of months.
I think I remember you saying that, like when the break first happened.
It's like, you don't want to gig? What? Isn't it fun?
Yeah.
Anyway, doesn't matter. I hold no aggression. It was that long ago anyway, like, you know, being an adult or whatever, which is best for them. But I told them, look, that's fine. If you only want to gig every now and then, I need to look elsewhere.
Yeah.
Which means that this is going to become not my priority, and I'll only be able to do this when I can.
Yeah.
When really what they wanted to do was they didn't want to associate with me anymore.
Yeah.
Because we just weren't compatible as people.
Yeah.
I'm brazenly upfront with myself about things. I know when I'm being a fuckhead, you know, and I demand that the people that I have respect for have the same for me.
Yeah.
You know, I want people to come up and go, no, you pissed me off, man, when you did that. I'm like, oh fuck, I'm sorry, dude. My bad. And that all just devolved.
Yeah.
As it does, because they weren't being real about it. And then they moved on Bonnie Doon, and what did I join? I started a band with Glorm.
Yeah.
Red Sky Morning.
And Matt.
And Grips, yeah. And this dude from New Zealand.
I remember you telling me about that, yeah.
He was an alright drummer, he was an alright dude. And that all just started devolving, as it always does.
Yeah.
You know. And then I joined Smelly Aurist for a little bit.
Yep.
But anyway.
They run their band how they run their band, and
that's fine.
Whether we agree or disagree to run our bands the same.
Well, I mean, my opinion to them was, I don't agree, so I'm going to get that way.
Yeah.
And then I was literally at a point, dude, where I was kind of like, for the first time ever, I was kind of like, maybe this is it.
Yeah.
And then Felix said, oh, Alex from Fragments wants to do just fuck around stuff, playing Knock Loose covers.
Yeah.
So, man, I can play some filth, let's do it.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
And then it just became something.
Yeah.
With no intention to be.
Which is sick. And then you found Zeke and Dan. And it went from there. And then you've had Matt fill in when Zeke's not there, which is
he's a solid man.
He is such a fucking sick bass player.
He's a good bass player, isn't he?
Yeah, and he's a good dude. I think it took me a little bit to like realise that.
He's a tweaker. Like at the end of the day, it's like Grips is realistic as well. Same as I'm an intense person, and Grips it's like he is who he is, and sometimes people don't understand him.
Yeah, I think you need to like have a couple of conversations with him, and then you get his personality, and then you're like, all right, you're cool.
Yeah.
Like you're a bit different personality wise, but everybody's different.
Yeah.
So like whatever.
Exactly. And once you get past that point, as you know, like the dude is he's one of my best mates.
He's great.
Fucking heart of gold, that bloke.
Yeah.
So many times Virtues has like something's happened, like one time when we played with Saviour, Zeke was sitting there and I'm like, you know, we're on about 5 minutes, you look a bit frazzled for the first time ever, and he's like, yeah, my bass isn't working. And I'm like, oh, something happened, and Grips was just like, I'm in the car, went and got his shit, got back just in time.
Fuck, he's a
literally
legend.
saved the fucking gig for us.
He's a legend.
So I have nothing but fucking time for that bloke.
Yeah, and now he's doing his own thing.
Yeah, he's loving it.
Yeah,
he's loving it.
Playing an Aerodyne, which I'm fucking jealous of.
Yeah, man.
The bass is sick.
Man.
I'm a gear fiend.
I know.
I just fucking love it. I got all these, and I got
this is nice.
One
man.
in the car as well, and my camper.
People don't understand, bro.
Nah,
it's just like
I could talk about guitars every day of the week.
And it's just like, but you already got a dope one. It's just like, but you don't.
They're all tuned differently.
It's like you don't understand.
Yeah. And then I decided I needed a shitty acoustic.
Yeah, we've all been there.
So
I went there a couple of months ago, and I don't regret it.
I had to get a shitty acoustic so I could play Marilyn Manson songs.
Exactly. Because, we're adults and that's what we do with our spare time.
Yeah. I go out to the backyard and I play guitar to Bozo. And the neighbours listen to The Offspring way too loud. And I hate it.
I feel like you've got a beautiful ecosystem going here, mate.
It's great. It's a self-sustaining environment.
It is.
Yeah, it's good shit.
That's all you can dream for. But yeah.
Fuck yeah. And then you have that Kings of Heart show coming up, which is fucking sick. Once again, just playing like killer shows when you play shows.
Yeah, it's been weird. It's still strange to me.
It's sick. It's like this was the band that was meant to take off for you.
Yeah, I feel like it has potential.
Yeah, it definitely has potential.
And I feel like I mean...
I'll bleep that out if you want.
Yes, please.
Alright.
I mean, with bleep on.
Yeah.
God damn it. Something.
I'm not going to tell anybody.
For the first time now, 110%.
Yeah.
It's not a matter of if, but when. I don't know if that sounds like a...
No, you need the confidence to go into a new release to know that it's going to work out well.
Because I feel like it's got it, and I feel like we're good live.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Before like COVID and everything went on, yous were my favourite local band to see live because it was just always tight. It was never bad. Dan and Alex are fucking insane together.
I appreciate that, man, and they would appreciate that as well.
They are crazy guitar players, like mental.
It's funny because behind the scenes, bro.
Yeah,
we're just winging it.
Fuck, because
yeah, we're those type of people where it's just like you got an exam due, right, and you've got a month to do it, and we're like, yeah, sick, and the next minute you're like,
the
dude,
next day, the day before, 100%,
and you rock up and then you do it and somehow you pass and you're like, I don't know how that happened.
Yeah.
Whatever, we're here.
Also, the Cat Cafe is sick.
Thanks, man.
Big fan, especially when I was watching Netflix at 11 o'clock at night and saw it on Love on the Spectrum.
Dude, we had a lot of people message us that night, eh?
So fucking good, man.
Yeah, they're like, dude, I just seen you.
Yeah.
Do you know you're on Netflix? I was like, well, yeah.
Yeah.
They were there filming.
I didn't know it was like was it SBS or ABC or whatever the fuck?
I think it was ABC.
Yeah. I didn't know it was on that until you told me.
Yeah, it was, it's weird.
Yeah. Because like we were watching it and we are just like watching weird shit at like weird times of night. Like
you do.
I think the night before we binge watched Last One Laughing till like 3 a.m.
That is a decent effort, my friend.
We were just like, oh, what's this show? We'll put on an episode, and then some guy has a dick jacket. We're like, invested. You've got to watch the whole thing now.
I'm just impressed.
Yeah. I don't think I laughed that hard. I tasted blood. As soon as he came out with the jacket covered in dicks and he's like sucking on them, I was done.
Sound of seatbelt.
Yeah, I was done. I was like, this is sick. But yeah, we were watching that and I saw it and I was like, holy fuck. And Eden's like, what? And I was like, that's the Cat Cafe. And she was like, what? And I was like, check this shit out. I went back and then watched the rest of it from there. And I sent you a text and I was like, cunt, why the fuck is your cafe on Netflix or some shit like that? It was like so aggressive at that time of night. And then you were like, oh yeah, that happened. It was like a couple of months ago. I was like,
we totally forgot about it.
So sick.
And then all the messages come out of nowhere and we're like, oh, because we don't really like watch Netflix or nothing, so I'm like, oh yeah, sick. They aired it. Dope.
So good. It's sick. And then after that we watched the whole episode or the whole season and Eden was like, I have high expectations for Valentine's Day. And I was fucked after that. So
I'm sorry.
I can't rent a bus. I'm not a bus driver.
Some of these people are just ruining it for the rest of us, bro.
I don't like it.
You know, can't we just chill?
Low expectations.
I'm a simple man.
Yeah. Can we just go to a Korean place?
Oh, dude, alright, that's even that's a little bit.
It's too high.
You know, I mean, do I have to get out of the car?
Chinese food delivered.
Yeah, thank you, man. It's all about us. That's love.
Yeah, that's it.
You know?
Yeah, nothing says love like a fried rice.
And how about you, man?
Yeah, I mean, it's just the same shit every week.
I feel that.
Yeah.
I feel that a lot. And musically, what's happening?
It's
you making moves or what?
I'm planning to make moves. I've got a good crew now, which is sick, of committed people. And then, just sort of planning everything, recording as we go. Now that I've got my new bass, I can tune it to G properly and not have to worry about breaking anything.
It's always helpful.
Just a big long boy.
Big long boy, eh?
So long. I've got the thickest strings on it. They're like, honestly, like boat ropes.
I love that,
They're
dude.
so thick.
And like I told you, man, whenever you guys are playing live or anything, like, your boy's there.
Fuck yeah. Sick.
And like, I don't know if this means anything, because I don't have anything, or, you know, I don't do anything really, but if you ever need a hand with anything, you know, like, I don't know, someone running merch or something and I got the knife ready, I'm there, bro.
Sick. You're a fucking legend.
That's all good, man.
Always.
It's a fun time, like talking shit to fellow pedestrians.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Sick. Well, we've been going for almost an hour and a quarter, so
Brad,
we might do your top 5 favourite bands and wrap it up.
Top 5 favorite bands.
And probably why.
Fuck.
Get into details.
Well, the used, mainly because that is literally number one for me. Because I literally wouldn't be a vocalist without Bert.
Yeah.
It traces all the way back. Yeah. Literally.
Bert is the birther.
Yeah. One. And I would have to say Fit for an Autopsy takes the second.
Interesting.
Because, and not so much like the vocals are awesome.
Yeah.
Like Joe is a beast, but I think the composition that Will Putney does, it's like the man just knows, like Filth with legs. He's the man. And their music invokes weird things in me.
It's fucking sick.
Yeah, it's like emotions.
Fit for an Autopsy is fucking sick.
Dude, oh my god, man. First time I heard Salt Wound, I was just like, oh my god, someone punch me in the fucking face. And then I'd have to say Lamb of God. A lot of people tend to think that they've been a big influence on me, but I never even listened to a Lamb of God song until I joined Uncle Buck.
Really?
And about a year in.
Hectic.
Yeah, it was carpet.
I was listening to them when I was in high school.
I know.
Like grade 9.
Everyone was. I don't know what the fuck happened to me.
Walk into geography, listen to Fake Messiah.
Oh man, get it done, son.
I wasn't fucking around. I was like, I want the fucked up shit.
But yeah, and then they're obviously fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Who else? Another two. Parkway. Old Parkway, man. It's just like, just bangers for days, man. The
Where did he
dudes
drop off?
They just fucking knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
And it was like, honestly, the band model that I always wanted, which I don't think even exists anymore, which is they just got in the van and they just went to buttfuck nowhere towns and they just played halls and stuff.
Yeah. To kids and then
dude
selling shirts, Parkway shirts everywhere.
It was just like, they are what I would consider to, like, on a personal like level, what I wanted to be band wise.
Yeah.
And then the last one, that's a tough one.
Well, while you think of that, we'll go to Parkway again.
Okay.
And where do you drop off on Parkway? Because I think everybody has a different spot of where Parkway is.
Where do you drop off?
Atlas.
What? As in, you didn't like that album, or
I liked
after that?
I liked that one. The one after that, I wasn't that into.
Exactly the same.
Yeah, because Atlas had like all the big chants and like cool drums and like
everything you would expect, but
breakdowns. Yeah. It was like they'd refined everything Adam D was teaching them.
Dude, I love
years
that
ago.
guy.
Fuck, he's a wild man.
I may as well even just say Kill Switch. No, I'm not going to do that.
All right, unless it's Howard Kill Switch.
But I don't know. Yeah, sorry.
But yeah, so you're Atlas as well. Atlas is the last one that is like fucking. That's Parkway.
Yeah. Because for me, I feel like pretty much that mid-run, they were starting to go over and do Wacken Festival, all the European.
They were getting like heaps of steam on the summer festival run.
Dude, and I mean, a metalcore band or even like a deathcore band in like Europe, it's like pussy music, I guess. I mean, they got people literally burning down churches for film clips. Cash as fuck, as you know. But once they started doing like European rock, I mean, I don't hate Parkway.
No,
it's just that
that's not for you anymore.
That's not me anymore. I feel like that's not them, but I feel like they've evolved into it.
Yeah, it's what they are now.
Yeah,
but they couldn't be.
It's weird to make
Boneyards forever.
Exactly, but
as much as Boneyards and Dead Man's Chest.
Dead Man's Chest is probably my favourite Parkway track.
Yeah, especially when it's in Big Les show.
Oh, dude,
so good. Wolf called my shoes, and then
mate.
Dead Man's Chest is playing in the background. It's fucking hectic.
It's genius.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't even know if I have a fifth. That is actually a fucking tough one. I got nothing.
Nothing. 4, and that's it.
Yeah, I think 4 that like actually fully like
shape you.
Yeah. I mean, outside of like Brutes and that, I'd say like Jeff Healey.
Okay.
You know, blind man on a guitar.
Sick.
Because I listened to a lot of blues when I was growing up when I was real young.
That was going to be one of my first questions, but I was like, do I dive into like pre-knowing what music is? Because I think as kids, like we hear music our parents listen to.
Yeah.
And whether that shapes what we listen to forever or when we're older.
Well, we can talk about that if you want.
If you want to.
Dude, I'm I'm only ready to leave when you say get the fuck out of my house, bro. Like, dude, like, I'm not even joking, man. Like, it is actually fucking good to see you, bro.
Yeah. It's
like,
fucking sick. Yeah.
It's really good, man.
Yeah.
So
when we see each other, we have massive chats.
Yeah.
And then we don't see each other for fucking ages.
Dude.
And then we pick up where we left off.
It's like I seen you
like
fucking yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I appreciate that as a friendship.
Same, man.
Because it's like, I can see people every day and build a friendship long term. But like, we used to play shows together, and when we see each other, it's like we've seen each other every day.
Dude.
It's like nothing. Yeah, it's fucking sick.
That's why I'm so stoked that you fucking asked me to come. I was like, oh, man, I don't know if he wants me on there the first time. I was like, I'll do a solid for my boy.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Thank you.
But yeah, let's dive into that then.
Cool. So what did your parents listen to when you were younger?
There's a lot of Paradise City.
Oh.
Taking it down.
G&R.
Yeah. Mate.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of that. There was a lot of blues, man.
Cool.
Mainly.
Fuck yeah.
It's weird because my dad is like he's the biggest musical influence on me, but he's like a tone deaf individual.
Fuck yeah, that's sick.
Yeah. He just, it's like he's wandering in a dark room.
Yeah.
With a blindfold on, just going like, eh. Yeah. He once told me when I first sent him an Uncle Buck track, he goes, oh. And I was like, don't do that.
Yeah.
You just fucking tell me. And he goes, oh, thank fuck. Look, mate, it sounds like a cement mixer. And I fucking hate it.
Yeah.
I was like, dope. But the music that he listens to, yeah, man, blues, like I feel like I grew up on music that meant something.
That's fair, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Man, what about you?
So mine's weird.
Oh, I love it, man.
It's fucking weird. My old boy's the same, hates the music I play, but he came to our first show.
I love that,
He
dude.
was so stoked.
Dude, that's so good.
He was like, can't hear what that cunt's saying at all.
But I'm proud as fuck.
But you did a good job. And I was like, sick. That's fucking cool. So he listens to country music exclusively.
Are we talking old country or new country?
Both. And the only way he will swap to anything else is if it's Johnny O'Keefe.
That's the one required.
So it's country music and then like old rock and roll.
Yeah.
Like, and then he talks about like his childhood, like he was a greaser. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, we used to bash hippies. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like 70 and like last year he just dropped some dude in the truck stop for no reason. He's a wild man.
I love this.
He's
man.
crazy. So he listens to country music and old rock and roll. But my mum, who I have a shit relationship with, when I did live with her,
It's right here, man. Same.
she used to listen to Cher and Celine Dion.
All absolute void of anything.
Dion's fucking tough.
Dion had chops.
Yeah.
If I could
turn back time from Cher.
Actually, yeah.
That's a bop too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they would like play the Wiggles for me. And I was like, oh yeah, that's cool. But then you find out the Wiggles used to be a punk band. The Cockroaches, that's tough as fuck. So
Dude.
Maybe I was born to be this way.
Oh,
like,
100%.
The Wiggles planted the seed
Yeah.
for fucking metal and
They
punk.
probably don't even realise, but they probably created so many musicians.
100%.
Yeah. I mean, I'm definitely one of them.
Yeah. Well, when I saw that, like, back when they were a band and Anthony used to play drums, I thought he used to hit the bass drum with the stick. And I was like, he's so quick. Like, I can't even see him doing it. Like, this is crazy. And then I buy a drum kit at 8 and I'm like, oh, it's a pedal. Like, that changes everything.
The Wiggles fucking lied, didn't they?
Yeah. Anthony from the Wiggles is a liar. But yeah.
Man. So, your father was the biggest influence?
No.
Or was it literally a combination of both?
I don't think it was that. I think it was like, I didn't like country music because he was so into it.
Is it because he, like, was so into it?
Yeah, like, it was like, that's all he listened to and anything else was trash.
So when did you start getting into heavy music then? What was your transition into that?
So...
Because now I'm interested from you saying that now.
Okay. No, I didn't want this to be about me at all.
But I love it.
So I think I got like a Hot Wheels comp.
Keep going.
I'll just stop for a second.
No, that's all good.
So I got like a Hot Wheels compilation CD.
This story is just getting better and better.
And it had like Rose tattoo on it. Like Angry
classic.
Anderson.
Like, dude.
Like AC/DC.
Always a banger.
Nickelback.
I don't mind some Nickelback songs.
Nickelback can be fucking sick.
I mean, it's like we were saying before. They got famous for a reason.
Yeah. Like, they do a cover of Sad But True from Metallica, and it's so much heavier.
I have not heard it, but I'll have to check it out.
It is so sick.
Yeah.
So that, and then I was just like, oh, music's just a thing. I never really took any notice of it. It was just like there. And then I remember a VH1 countdown of the top 100 emo songs of all time. And it lasted from Friday night to Sunday afternoon.
Oh, man. I would have been strapped in from fucking...
Oh, I was.
Yeah.
So, like, my sister would watch, like, other stuff, and I'd be like, can we go back to VH1 just real quick? I want to see what number we're on to. And it was, like, Simple Plan, Papa Roach, which is, like, not emo at all, Evanescence. And there was this one song that kept coming up every ad break, and it ended up being the number one song. But I think, like, the top 5 were, like, My Chemical Romance, Good Charlotte.
The Rain and Dogs, yeah.
And then number 1, the song in every ad break was I Caught Fire from The Used.
Literally, man, they are what emo was.
100%.
Everyone else was, like, kind of there or posers.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah. Well, my school, after I found out about that, I was like, what is that?
Yeah.
So I got on LimeWire.
Dude, LimeWire.
Just straight up infected my computer. I was like, what's that? That song's called I Caught Fire. I'm going to download that. I'm going to download every song they have. There were songs that weren't even from them that said it was from them. And I listened to them all.
Yeah.
There was like even 801 Underground on there, like the demo.
The Wild West of the internet days.
Yeah, it was crazy. And then from there I was like, oh, I'll watch videos of them on YouTube. And then that led to My Chemical Romance and Fall Out Boy. And then that led me to Marilyn Manson somewhere.
Dude, I think I had the same kind of transitions as well, man. Fall Out Boy was definitely in there.
It was in there.
One of the cork tree or whatever it was.
But like, then when they put out the, Infinity on High, that album, my school got into that for 1 week. And then after that week, it was Taylor Swift for like a year. But that 1 week, I was popular. And I was like, you like Fall Out Boy? Check out this. And I was like, the Motor Dolls. And they were like, what? And I was like, same thing.
It makes sense.
Yeah, I'm like, to me, same thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then I was like not cool at all after that. But The Used definitely sparked it, and then it just led to like Wildness and Metal Hammer magazine. Just
and that's where the slope
kept
goes,
dragging me further in, and I was like bleeding through. What?
Oh,
Cradle
dude.
of Filth? What?
Man, you're like, I'm literally dragging my nuts through glass right now. Couldn't be happier.
Yeah, it's great.
You know? So, when was the actual moment where it came from being a music lover to wanting to be a musician? And did you always just want to be a bass player first up, or were you actually wanting to do drums?
So
that's always interested me.
When I started playing drums, I was like 8.
So drums that was the first thing.
It was before The Used.
Dude,
which is so weird to me.
So wait, did you go, I want a drum kit for Christmas?
Yeah. I was like, oh, my birthday and Christmas are like 2 weeks apart. Can I just get a drum kit for both at 8?
I love that,
yeah.
man.
And the year before that, I was like, I just want Dragon Ball Z toys.
Same.
There's Krillin right next to you.
Dude, I literally watched the series. That's dope.
Yeah. And I've also got the Dragon Ball Z Adidas.
Fuck yes.
I got the Vegeta and Majin Buu.
You can't go wrong with DBZ.
From Japan.
Dude, that must have...
No, Eden's sister was in Japan.
Oh, man,
and she was like, they have them here. I was like, can you buy me both?
You know I love a good buy.
Sick. But yeah, so 8 just started playing drums. I wanted to play drums. I didn't know how. I was self-taught playing drums.
And it was literally just out of nowhere. It was just like...
Yeah, I was like, I want a drum kit.
No wonder you got so much fucking rhythm about you, bro. Like, that's why you're so good at the composition.
I've been playing drums for a long time. Like, off and on. Not consistently, because, like, obviously things come and go and people change.
To cut in here, but for 1 second.
Yeah.
You are a good drummer.
Thank you.
You are.
I never thought so. I
know, you
I was
used to say me all
told
the time.
constantly I was a bad drummer.
Well, who told you that?
Other drummers.
Yeah, well, do you know what it probably was? It's probably that whole thing where it's like, this guy's actually pretty good. I've got to put him down.
I don't know. I got good once we started playing to a click when it was no click.
Yeah, clicks change shit, eh?
I was a fucking abortion.
They make, it's just like, and then you go to in-ears and you're like, every one of us can hear so clearly.
Yeah, but I was the only one playing with in-ears.
Well,
yeah, the entire time I was the only one playing to a click.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense now.
Yeah. So if I was in time, everybody else was in time.
Yeah.
And that's how I looked at it. But like, I've got a video from the first show we played, and it's fucking bad. Especially when we played that Katy Perry cover.
I used to enjoy that, man.
I've been told that so many times, but I look back and I'm like, why did we do that?
Well, to be honest, man, like, I felt like it was a good break. I think it was smart. And it did, man. It used to get people from the beer garden.
Yeah.
Like, you'd see them just come in.
And we didn't change any of the lyrics. It was like the first line was Zach singing, I think I'm pretty without any makeup on, or whatever the fuck.
And he was a pretty
He
man.
was pretty with no makeup on, yeah.
But it was good. I liked it.
Thank you.
But yeah, you used to tell me all the time, because I, used to always come up, man, because I did. I enjoyed every time he's played. And you'd be like, nah, it was shit.
Yeah.
But that's the self,
if
I
I
got
fucked
that
up
as well.
If I fucked up, I was a fucking nightmare to be around.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same.
I think I got a classic, like, good set, and I just was like, fuck off, and walked past. I was like, not having this
you ever look me
fake
in the eyes.
good set shit anymore.
You told me the truth, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, I was like, I know I fucked up. And it was in front of Chris Burt, of all people.
That's it, I'm done.
Yeah.
So, then when was the transition to bass?
At 12. Yeah, because of the Used. That was the Used. And
Well, to have a role model, man, fucking hell.
Jeff Howard.
Dude, the guy was... He made bass cool.
Yeah. Even now, like, I've got a P bass because of Jeff Howard.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just like, he played P basses for like the first 2 years of the Used.
Which was like weird in that style of music as well.
Yeah, because like it was like everyone was playing like Warwicks at that time. It was like really weird. But yeah, he was just like,
And that was more of like a punk thing.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna play a Fender.
Yeah.
Like, I don't give a fuck.
I mean, well, Jeff.
So good.
So that's when you picked it up.
Yeah, and then guitar a year later because of Marilyn Manson.
Which is also a banger.
Yeah,
Until he went...
Oh, he's apparently the worst human being alive, and I believe it.
I truly do as well.
But it's not from John 5, the guitar, from Manson. It was 2007, and he had Tim Skold in his band, who used to be in KMFDM.
And that's when they did... That was before he started doing like, heavily on the covers and stuff, wasn't it? Or was that the era where that started?
No, it was... So it was his last, like, sort of... It was the transition album from the heavy stuff to the more bluesy stuff.
Once the money started really rolling in.
Yeah, so, like, he'd done, like, Mechanical Animals and Antichrist Superstar and Hollywood. And then he did Golden Age of Grotesque, which was, like, the burlesque-y, like, World War II vibe album. And then after that... Because it was just, like, this Swedish dude that played a Firebird... Which is so fucking weird, with like a leather skirt and a blonde mohawk. And I was like, this guy's sick. Like, I want to be that guy, so I'm going to play guitar to be that guy.
That's awesome. Yeah, didn't he like end up like leaving? One of the main things was because Manson used to like literally like physically like kick him and shit on stage.
Yeah.
And he was like, dude, sometimes like I
think so.
I just couldn't play guitar the next day because he would literally fucking throw a glass bottle at me.
I've seen videos of him kicking John 5, and he just like throws his like $2,000 telly on the ground. He's like, I will fucking fight you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's wild. And then listening to podcasts with him being like, he used to send girls to my hotel and piss on my pillows. And I was like, when I heard that...
And that was like casual, that wasn't for jokes.
When I heard that, I was like, what a fucking shit thing to do. And then expect to be cool the next day.
Yeah.
Like, I'd be livid.
Like literally just glaze through it like, wait, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude.
It's like, that's not a thing to gloss over. But yeah, that's where my transition was. I've like played music beforehand. I remember learning Joker and the Thief on drums.
Dude, that's dope, man. I love that, dude.
Just from listening to it.
That's a good track, man.
It's so funny to listen back to that now. It's like Wolf Mother Will are huge, but I'm not sure why.
Yeah. Same as like Thirsty Mac.
Listen here. Right.
Mike tumbling on the ground.
I was watching Maths a couple of months ago, and the guy from Thirsty Merc was on Maths. But like season 5, like, as we went back and watched a bunch of the old ones to see like the pinnacle of the freaks. Because my life's essentially watching freaks on TV, like 90 Day Fiance. I love that shit. Just as weird as people can get on TV, that's what I want.
Yeah, I want to see it too.
Yeah, it's fucking sick. But Homeboy from Thirsty Merc was like, I'm going to play a song. And I don't even think he played in the summertime. He just played something else.
Hello.
Yeah, if I'm seeing Thirsty Merc, I want in the summertime. Because that's where I want to be.
That's right.
Yeah.
Otherwise I'm getting a refund.
Yeah, fuck everything else.
So, I know I'm like hijacking this right now.
Yeah, you are.
Asking you.
You have. Yeah.
But I'm going to ask one more.
Okay.
And that is... So why do you like playing the style of music that we play? Specifically.
So, heavy music overall, and where I'm at now, for the type of, like, the specific subgenre of what I'm playing now are different answers.
Okay.
But I wanted to be Jeff Howard. I was like, one day I'm going to play in a fucking sick band and we're going to play whatever the fuck we want and it's going to be real sick. I'm going to play bass or guitar or drums because I can play all three. And then it was like, seeing that was like a goal for me to have, where other kids were like, when I'm older, I want to do this. Like, I want to be a nurse or a fucking accountant and shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want to be that specific guy. Like, I want to be Jeff Howard.
I love that as the answer.
Yeah.
Thank you. That was probably that was better than I could have.
I think it's just a real answer.
Yeah, no, that's why I love it.
It's so sick. But then the specific subgenre is like, because I've done the not sure what it is sound before, and now it's like I want to hone in on something that sort of molded what I listen to every day more. Because like once I started digging deeper into like Australian music, I discovered bands like Buried in Verona, and
which I still reckon dope as fuck, man.
One of the most underrated Australian bands of all time, and it's a crime that they're not together anymore.
Dude, Notorious B.I.V., that album,
so good.
It's still like in my top 20 rotation.
It's fucking sick. I will listen to Buried in Verona every day of the week.
Dude, like Hanging Hose by Their Toes. I remember hearing that first, being like, Jesus Christ.
Go Gadget Suicide is so sick also.
I remember being like, these cunts are Australian?
Yeah.
That actually makes me proud.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah. That's dope.
Yeah.
So, that's the reason then.
Yeah. I think finding bands that are a bit more like off-trend is more my thing.
I'm the same.
Yeah.
I think in terms of like, that's where you're going to find the most real.
Yeah. Or like the most creatively free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's the whole point. People like put boundaries on themselves, you know? It's just
There's
like...
no point.
I mean, like, I love Thy Art Is Murder, but it's like they have pigeonholed themselves. They've done, obviously, doesn't matter because it's Thy Art Is Murder.
Yeah.
But it's like, I lost interest to their releases after Desolation.
Yeah. I mean, once Horde with a Chainsaw came out,
which is still the best song, even though he did not write it.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Horde with a Chainsaw fucking slaps. I do like the Holy War album though.
Holy War is good.
That is good. But I think like that was more like their label put more into that than anything else they've done.
Yeah. And I kind of feel like Holy War was like, that was the pinnacle. They refined it. That's where it ended. They couldn't refine it anymore.
No.
And then now it's just the same.
It's the same, like, oh, we're going to write Holy War again. Yeah.
And that's pretty much what it is.
Yeah.
Same as like when I heard Earthwalker and Skydancer.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know, Skydancer to me still to this day, like, doesn't really even interest me, even though...
Earthwalker is a way more influential album.
100%, man.
Yeah. Skydancer's sick with, like, the back end, with, like, Cottonmouth.
Yeah, Cottonmouth actually is a pretty good damn track, eh?
And I do enjoy Vigil's part from The Ghost Inside in Skydancer.
True.
Yeah.
True.
That, like, is just, like, a freshness to that band that I think that needed.
Well, yeah, I would agree. Where Earthwalker was like from start to finish, I just dig that whole release.
It starts off with like the toughest intro.
Oh, I do.
Yeah, just straight drums, and it's like, this is fucking.
You just want to tell your missus to get in the room so you can just fight.
To fight. Who?
Well, she would beat me. I'm just going to clarify that.
Yeah. Sick. Well, that's it.
That's it.
Thank you.
It's all right, man.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me on, man.
It's all good.
I dig this. This is
fun.
cool.
It's fun. It's very fun. For a first one, I think it's very, very fun to do.
Well, I hope that I've been entertaining.
Yeah. I feel like it would be, yeah.
What's next? Do you have any ideas or?
Like for these?
Yeah, you just like winging it, cruising
I think I'm gonna look around to like get some other people on, smaller bands, big bands, like not like reach out of my fucking wheelhouse, but like as big as like I could find.
Yeah, cool,
that would
man.
be willing to do it. Yeah,
I like it. It's cool.
Yeah.
This actually was pretty like fairly professional.
Yeah,
and I'm saying that the deduction comes from me being in the room.
No, definitely.
You say that.
Yeah, no, I mean it. But yeah, so hopefully it just like keeps going, and like I just want to like try and get more attention on what's happening in this state, because now the shows are getting to a point where people give a fuck again.
Yeah.
And I'd like to see that continue to happen.
Same.
Which would be great, especially when like Virtues are playing shows again, and what I'm doing is playing shows, and yeah, I'd love to see it just carry on. Like, even today, a show got announced for Polaris. It's like a regional show.
Yeah, dope.
At Gold Coast and Sunshine Coast of like Met capacity.
Yeah,
and
which
then,
is a big deal.
Yeah, Apartheid booked a show at Brightside and Met capacity.
I like that band.
They're fucking so sick. I think like they're about to put out some more stuff. Like they put out, I think, a single or two now.
Are they still fucking around with that Japanese label that they signed to?
I don't know.
Because that fucked them over for a couple of years, so...
I don't think so anymore then.
That's good.
Because they're putting stuff out now, and it's like... I would say they are the Deftones of the Brisbane scene.
Dude, that is the best way to put it, man. Yeah. I agree 100% with that.
They're heavy, but they're so different to what everybody else is doing that no one can touch them.
And that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually going to listen to something when I get home, man.
Yeah.
I haven't heard any of their stuff for ages.
So good. It comes on my... Like, when I'm driving around, I'm like, oh, this is so good. This is so fun.
I love that moment, eh?
That's so
You're like, if anyone sees me right now, they'd just be like, I'm going to steer clear of that guy. You're just like,
the breakdowns and this, and you're like, oh, the weirdness and what.
I love it.
It's so good.
But I'm just going to keep rattling on.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me, man. I really...
Thanks for doing it.
Fucking appreciate it.
Fuck yeah. Sick. Cool. And that's it. Another episode of the Heavy Sweater podcast in the books. I was completely caught off guard when the Used was brought up. As I said in the intro, this was the first one I recorded, so I didn't expect the Used, one of my favourite bands, the Used, to be brought up and it be such a prominent topic in the very beginning of this episode. And in the episode, Wade let slip that Dane is their new drummer, and since recording this, because I think this was recorded in like May or something, they've since announced that he is in the band full-time. So go check Virtues out on all their social media platforms and all the streaming platforms. My personal favourite song of theirs is their latest single, Double Think, and it fucking slaps. It's such a sick song. And I would say go follow Wade on social media platforms, but he literally doesn't have any. In the episode, he shows me his new phone, and it's like a little brick phone. It's fucking wild. But yeah, check out the Lucky Cat Cafe on social media and even in person. Great stuff they're doing there with the cats and the coffee and the vibes. It's good shit. And if you haven't yet, hit subscribe on the podcast wherever you listen to get it in every single week. If not, just keep getting it however you get it, I guess. And if you want to tell your friends about it, help this thing grow, that'd be excellent. It's the only way to get the word out quicker than, I guess, any other way. And if you're in a band and you want to be on, hit me up on the Heavy Sweater Podcast Facebook, or if you request a guest, I'll try my hardest to get them on, and you can do that by hitting me up on the Heavy Sweater Podcast Facebook. Thanks.